still get pills. I'm aiming for wigs, so I'm aiming to kill. Set up in the men's, don't give a fuck, you can still get drilled. All I wanna do is crash that porn. My niggas them told me make peace before you go to war. I said fuck that, I wanna drill now and then drill some more. Smoke my man in the face, yeah that point got scored. Couldn't give a toss about law. Niggas no CB. More time if it was done by the 7, it was done by me. I ride for my G's, put my heart on the streets. So if you see me, that's not my teeth. So chat tough and I'm spinning round. Ask the ops how that spin the sounds. When I spin the bangs, try and know that's a nigga down. And where I'm from, we always know to keep things around. All the risks that the team be taking. That's why my nigga Nero's money.
Oh, salute all. We've got in the house. Mr. Pads, salute to you, brother. Hope you're good out there. Josh, you alright, Josh? How you doing, mate? I've not been on here for a while, but hope you're good. What's up, don't know. Not a lot, brother. Just thought I'd come on here for a while. I've not been on for a long time. So I just thought I'd talk a bit of boxing. Andrew 100, salute to you, brother. Hope you're good out there. Tyrone, if you want to get on, Ty, you know you're welcome. Like I say, I've not been on here for a while, so I just thought I'd jump on, talk some shit about boxing. Hope you're all good anyway. Want to talk quickly about this fight tonight. Yeah, do you have a link? Yeah, I'll shoot you on now, mate. Just bear with me a second, Ty. 1 minute, mate. Fucking mouse is going all over the place. Sent it to you now, so you should be getting it any minute. Send that to you, Ty. Yeah, so I quickly want to talk about this fight. Is anybody watching it tonight? It's in Miami. I don't know what Don King's network is, but I know it's on there. But it's on BT Sports as well. BT are covering the fight as well. I might stay up and watch it. I don't know. It all depends how late it's on. But I think Daniel Dubois is going to wipe the floor with Trevor Bryan. And if I'm honest, I don't really like Trevor Bryan. He's a hostage. He's been held in that belt hostage for the last couple of years. I mean, I looked at his record earlier. He's Tyrone now. You good, Ty? You're on mute. Your mic's on mute. Tyrone, your mic's on mute, bro.
No, my mic's on.
It was on mute a minute ago.
What about now?
Yeah, I can hear you good now.
Okay,
Volts, salute to you, brother. Ty. Salute to you, Volts. Yeah, I've not been on here for a while, Ty, as you know, so I thought I'd come on and talk some shit about boxing. Are you watching this fight later or what?
Yeah, I've already got a mashup going. I've got my clips. I'm just gonna. I feel it's gonna be fun just to garner some casual views on my channel, like I did that Crawford video I did. So what's a decaf title? Trash talk goes wrong. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna put the clips of Brian and then have him probably just took it out early in the I'll screen record the fight and then put it out there.
Mickey Dub, salute to you, brother. Hope you're good, Mick. Salute, thanks for coming through. Yeah, I'm watching it tonight. I might stay up. It all depends what time it comes on. But I think Daniel Dubois is going to wipe the floor with him. I was watching the press conference from a couple of days ago, and where he pulled out was it tampons and was saying I can smell pussy and all this shit. And Daniel Dubois was just laughing at him, but I think he's going to get wiped out. I do quite easily. I made a great thumbnail for me live stream tonight. It was a video taken off a film called The Hostage, and I cut Trevor Bryan's head out and put it on Bruce Willis, and Don King was in the background with the WBA belt, but I couldn't. It wouldn't fit. It just wouldn't fit on the thumbnail. It was too big. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, me. Do you think Brian will give him any trouble or what?
People have tried to convince me that he will. I just don't think he has enough. I mean, the guy the bar is just too much. Like he'll just get right on, just he'll just be right there, right on top of him, and it's just I
I
don't
think
handle it.
I think so.
Brian is a
Stormy.
bum, man. Brian is such a bum. He just fucking walks around here talking about only heavyweight champ in America. And what does that mean? What does that mean? Like have you seen our heavyweight fighters?
Just 1 sec. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. Shadow 9, salute to you, brother. TJ, salute. Stormy, if you want to get on, you're welcome. Salute to you. Man, where you been? Yeah, I haven't been on Stormy for a long time. Shadow, salute. What's Josh put? New Hurricane Cart about came out. Oh, you doing a new video? I'll check it out, Josh. Yeah, let me send Stormy a link. Salute to you all, man. Oh my god, what am I doing here? I'm all over the show because it's been that long since I've been on here. I can't remember to work out half the stuff. Stormy. Do-do-do.
Can only imagine how much money Don King wasted.
Sit down. Made highlights. All right, I'll check it out, Josh. Right, let me just get back to talking about this because I'm going all over the show now. Yeah. Do you know what's interesting though for me? You know that the Stinkinator and Stinkinator and Joe Joyce have that's been put back, hasn't it? That fight.
Yeah, another one of these issues. A third party that has nothing to do with the fight.
Yeah.
Being the reason why. I mean, I don't listen. He's
No,
paying
but
you a wage to be the trainer. I don't. I don't agree with him pushing it back just because his wife is pregnant. Go get your mom around her or something. There's business to be handled.
yeah, but I don't want. Yeah, but what where I was going with it is, if I was Joe Joyce, right, I wouldn't even bother. I wouldn't even bother fighting the Stinkinator. I'd go straight after Daniel Dubois again. I would,
Might
because
go a different way.
say again.
Might go a different way.
What if them two meet again?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. And I'll tell you the reason why. Because I haven't seen any improvement from Daniel Dubois. I was watching a training video with him the other day, and he just still looks like a lamppost. He still looks stiff as an ironing board. He's. I started sparring a few months ago. All right, good on you. I know you do all that stuff anyway, Josh. I've seen your videos. Cool. Right. Well, what I'm trying to say is, if I was Joseph Parker, he's the Stinkinator. If I was Joe Joyce, I wouldn't even bother fight the Stinkinator. I'd go after him again. Because if he takes this belt tonight, it's a decent belt. I consider it as a decent belt. I don't. It's not as if it's one of them interim belts or them bloody silver or gold or franchise. Do you know what I mean? It's an actually legit belt, and it's an original belt before the WBA Super. But I don't know. The thing is, though, right, Ty, because I want to cover a few things. Boxing is a rap. The rap, all I have is my life. Hey, up he's off rhyming again, rapping again. um, Are you doing a live commentary on the Dubois fight loss? I don't know. It all depends what time it comes on, folks. It's in Miami. Rob Sportsman Lee, salute to you, Rob. I hope you're good out there, brother. Hope you're good. I don't know, but if it comes on at a decent time and I'm not too sloshed, then yeah, I might do it. But it all depends what it's supposed to be in 20 minutes.
That's what
It's
I keep hearing that it's supposed to be on. And let me look at
20
Twitter to see
minutes.
the updates. Yeah, give me 1 second.
All right. Well, no, I won't be doing it if it's on in 20 minutes because I'll be on here. That's a shame. If I fucking hell, I need to do. I won't mind do something like that. Anyway, right. Are you done with talking about this? Because there's a few things I want to crack on about. Joyce should call out Wilder. Would get his name more in the spotlight. Yeah, but well, to be honest, Joyce should be doing anything, Mick, because Joyce is parked up. He's been parked up. I know he's had an injury.
Anything, mate.
Oh, someone's got an echo.
I know he's had anything, mate.
Oh, your YouTube must be on.
Anything, mate.
I'm sure they said 11 p.m. UK main event. Fucking hell.
That's what it's saying here when I look at it.
Damn. No, guess not. I won't be watching it then. I'll have to go back and watch it. I'm not going to cancel my life now. I've just started it. I've not been on for that bloody long. I don't think the main event will be on at 11 o'clock over here. Really?
That's what it says. I don't know why. Now I heard that going around yesterday as well, but I wasn't totally sure. I'm trying to find updates, but I can't find any updates.
Well, it's quarter to 11 here now, and we're 6 hours in front of you. So what would that be? Joyce ain't got time to waste. He's not a young man anymore. Exactly, Shadow. That's what I'm saying. He should go after Daniel Dubois again. Salute to you, Stormy.
What's good, man? It's good to see you back. How you doing?
Yeah.
What's good, Tyrone?
What's going on, Stormy?
Oh man, just watching these fights, man, and waiting on the ones that are coming up as well.
Do you know what time this are they actually starting at around 5, 6 in Miami? That's what I keep hearing. I don't know if it's true.
I don't know, man. I got a list of some fights and the times from L Dub. Shout out to L Dub. But right now I'm watching on BT Sports.
Yeah, so it's obviously on then.
Yeah, this card that's on over there.
Who's fighting right now?
Huh?
Who's fighting right now?
Man, these two guys, I don't even know these guys, man.
Is it a cruiserweight fight?
Huh?
Is it a cruiserweight fight?
No, these guys are light, man. They're they look like lightweights to me.
Well, what do you want to do? Do you want me to cancel this live and then?
No. By the time that if it's the lightweights fighting, then by the time this ends, the main event will start. So you have plenty of time, I think.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
This might be that Liam versus Davies. Liam Davies versus Mark Leach fight.
What's that, Stormy?
Trevor Bryan and those guys are supposed to be on.
Yeah.
But this card is supposed to go, according to the time on my screen, this card is supposed to go on to almost 10 o'clock tonight. And they started.
There you go then.
Yeah, so I don't know why they
shit, the main event. You got plenty of time. Yeah. Who have you got winning, Stormy, before switch subjects, bro?
Oh, you mean Brian and Dubois?
Yeah.
I expect Dubai to knock this dude out, man, Brian.
It's,
I really do.
it's a shame. It's a shame that they represent this country like this, man. Brian coming up here like this. I mean, Stacy runs his mouth about everybody else except looking at his guy. And he has the nerve to say, "Oh, I'm the only heavyweight champion in America. I'm the only heavyweight champion in America."
Yeah.
What does that mean? All of our best guys are playing basketball and football anyway.
Yeah, this dude Brian is a joke, man.
He is a joke.
I remember hearing about him a couple years ago, and when I finally laid eyes on him, when I saw him in a match, I was like, "You got to be kidding me!"
Ah, he's awful. Did you see him versus the Verd?
Dude, it was ridiculous. He looks like a heavyweight version of that what do they call that guy? What do they call that guy? The Babbage, the Savage dude, or whatever. He's like
Alan the Doorman Babbage.
We know that Babbage is not that good, right? So it's like, I'm not talking about in style. I'm talking about in how he performed. He is so uncouth, man. It's like, I can't wait to see him get knocked out.
Yeah.
I'm already making a mashup clip. Trash talk goes wrong about this stuff because it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, here you got a guy who turned pro at about 218 pounds. I mean, he's weighing in tonight at 260, and he's been at like 260 and 270 around his last couple of fights. I mean, he's only fought twice in the last 4 years.
The dude,
exactly. That's why.
Listen, this is all you need to know about him. Okay, I'm 55 years old, and I ain't been in the gym training or nothing. The dude got on the scale for the weigh-in yesterday, man, and he stood up there trying to pose with his arms up like in a muscular pose and everything. He looked like me. You understand? And he's supposed to be training.
That was after that was after that, and that was after a 10-week camp with a hypnotist.
Exactly. With Larry Holmes? You gotta be kidding me, man.
Our partners out in Vegas. He said he was running the Charleston Hills up in Vegas. He was doing all of this stuff. I mean, I saw like he did an interview before the weigh, and he was like, "I'm in shape," and he lifted up his shirt. I said,
No, yeah, he's in shape. He's round. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, the dude, he can't fight. Supposedly had Larry Holmes in his camp. What the hell was Larry Holmes doing? Feeding him, chicken and drumsticks and all of that stuff. And it's like, it's ridiculous, man. Boxing has become a joke when you have people like this. This is why I'm like, ooh, Dubois, please do a Mike Tyson on this guy. Yeah. Get him out of there in the first round, 90 seconds or something. Just get him out of here.
Yeah, me too, Stormy. I want him. I've never liked him, even though he's is he of Jamaican descent? He's got some kind of Jamaican.
Trevor Bryant? I have no idea.
I hope not, man, because that's poor representation even on the Jamaican brothers. Because the
Jamaican
brothers,
that's what I mean,
and one thing they were known to do is they'll come in shape. You understand? This dude he looked like he got out of the bed, went to the kitchen in a bathrobe, and they said, "Hey, come down here and get on this scale." And he said, "Okay," and walked out there, pulled the bathrobe up, got on the scale for a weigh-in. He don't look like he been training, bro.
Everyone was disgusted. Everyone was disgusted when he stepped up.
He looked so soft, man.
The ring.
What they call that word? Doughy. That's what he looks like. Doughy. You know, like when you push his belly or something, you hear him go, like the Charmin Man or something. He just is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, before we change subject then, let's hope that he gets knocked out. And I want to come back to Daniel Dubois a bit later on, Stormy. Right. Yeah. I know this is a subject that Tyrone is. I've been talking to Tyrone behind the scenes about this. About if this fight ever gets made. First of all, congratulations to Devin Haney on becoming undisputed at 140. I've not seen the fight. I just watched the highlights.
Don't waste your time.
Hey?
Don't waste your time.
Oh, I know you're not a big Devin Haney fan. Right, I've been watching some channels this week up and down the internet, and all of a sudden, a lot of people think that Devin Haney will beat Tank. Me personally, just my point of view, I don't think he touches Tank. I think Tank. I honestly think Tank knocks him out. Um, I'd like to hear your two thoughts on it, and anyone in the chat see what you think. Anyone?
I guess I can go. I mean, I thought he had a made fight in Cambosis. I remember I said, I mean, it's not really even prediction, really. It just you just go to Bovada or odds checker, and when you're a minus 400, you're four, or the other guy is like a 5-1 underdog in an undisputed title fight. There has to be a head tilt or a head scratcher or something. So it's just it was kind of made. I mean, he did what he needed to do, and I thought he won 10 rounds very clearly. It was just super wide, and the guy was easy for him. I mean, it just
Yeah, but
not really hard.
Ty, if these two fight, who would you go for?
Oh yeah, I was talking about Cambosa, but yeah, Haney Tank, Tank.
You go for who would you go for, Stormy?
Well, it's one of those fights that is really handicapped by intangibles, but straight up on the talent, Haney is a more talented boxer than Tank. However, Tank has the equalizer in his punching power. He can get anybody out of there that he fights. So you can't count him out until the final bell has rung and he hasn't, got the guy out of there. So it's like I would favor Haney boxing him, but I could definitely see a point where Tank gets him in trouble and even puts him on the canvas. And that will be the newest wrinkle for Haney to be able to come back from something like that. You've been dropped, not rocked by a hard shot, but you actually went down and were in jeopardy.
Yeah.
And you have to rise from that, show your moxie, finish the fight, and win the fight. That's one of the only things we haven't seen him do. If he's going to be a new Mayweather-like fighter in this era, he's going to have to close the show with fighters in a more convincing manner. Like, I didn't like how he finished the fight with Bozo Circus, because even though he may have felt he had a lot of the rounds in the bank, those last couple of rounds, he didn't compete as fiercely as I would have liked to see. I would like to see him shut the door on the guy. And against a fighter like Tank Davis, you do that and you get knocked out at the very end, because you trying to survive and Tank is trying to get you. And that's the difference between he and Tank. I think that Mayweather Sr. has already said when they worked together in the gym, Haney got the better of Tank, but it wasn't a live fight. It wasn't, before an audience, the crowd and everything. Because remember, in a boxing match, what happens in the gym is in the gym, but in a boxing match, when you get hit a shot, people lose it in the audience. Sometimes when you don't even get hit with a shot, they think you get hit with a shot, and people lose it in the audience. And that can play on your psyche, because you'd be like, man, that punch didn't even land. And they cheering, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And those are the kind of things that can get a guy in trouble. So it's a fight that I would handicap like this. I would favor Haney winning in the distance, but Tank could get him at some point. You remember how good that Barrios was looking in there against Tank until Tank hit him?
Yeah.
Until Tank hit him, and then that was when the fight changed. It could happen to Devin, and Devin is a much better boxer than Barrios, but I would have to say I think that Barrios might take a better shot than Haney.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's there, man. That X factor is there, but I do want to see the fight. I would love for those two guys to fight. There's so much sentiment out there that people don't want to see these guys fighting each other. They should fight other people because, like, Canelo ain't fighting certain guys. No, man. The boxing is at its best when it puts its best fighters in the fights that should be made.
Facts.
And that's what we should always be pulling for in each division. So I would love to see it. I hope it does happen. They're young enough that if it's a great fight, they could have more than one. It's like, that's the other part about it. And by the way, did you guys hear about the sanctioning fees for the undisputed titles that they're going to be asking of Haney?
Well, probably upwards of
350,000. 350,000 in sanctioning fees.
Oh, you're joking.
No. Blue Blood Sports put that out there. You could go to Blue Blood. Shout out to Blue Blood Sports. You could go out there and check his stream out. Well, not stream, but he did a video about it a few hours back. And it's ridiculous, man. It's just another way that they're trying to really come at this kid,
Yeah.
That's to try to make him give up a belt.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I was listening to Cali the other day. Enigma. Cali was on about him. Best thing for him to do is move up now. Go up to 147.
Huh?
Cali was on about Devin Haney saying probably the best thing for him to do now is go up to 147.
To 147 or 140?
140, sorry, not 147. 140, move up a weight now. He was on about having a fight, fights like Regis Prograis and stuff like that. For me personally, I think I've always liked Devin Haney. You know that, Ty. I've always liked him. I think he's a great fighter. I like the kid because he wants smoke. That's what I like about him. He's not afraid of fighting anyone, Devin Haney, and he calls people out for bullshit. But what changed my mind on him a little bit was that time when he had that fight with Linares, and I saw him get tagged off an old Linares, and I seen him. And fair play, he didn't go down, but he was all over the show, going back to his corner. Can you only imagine if that was Tank hitting him? I think like Stormy. I don't know. I think Tank knocks. Me personally, I think Tank beats him, and I think he stops him.
I think they're gonna make the Haney Lomachenko fight next if Kambosos decides not to do the rematch.
Yeah, Kelly was on about that.
If Lomachenko has anything left,
there's nowhere else for Loma to go, though, is there?
Because he slowed down a lot. I mean, he's admitted it himself that 140 would be his absolute max. He's best at 126. Lomachenko is not the biggest guy in the world. So he's definitely had his struggles at lightweight, although he had some good wins. We would have to see. I'd laugh if he beats Haney, but I mean,
you're ruthless, you.
Right. No, it's just something about Haney. I don't have really. It's a bit different with Broner because Broner was more athletically gifted, and he punched much harder, and he actually brought the fight a little bit to you, and he got knockouts. Haney just like it's a whole bunch of shoulder rolling and Mayweather imitations and stuff, but no pop. I just changed the channel type sort of a thing. It's just not my thing. I'm not the biggest fan of him directly either. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I've always been. I don't know. I guess I'm on.
Ty, that's a good thing about you, that you're not afraid to
thing.
speak your mind, and that's what I like about you. If you know, you're not one of them people who just butters it up just because you got to go with the flow. Same with Stormy. If you know, if you don't, some people do that though, don't they? Do you know what I mean? Some people just go with the flow because they think, oh, I don't say that or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? Me personally, I think, like I say, I think Devin Haney's a great fighter, but I think Tank wipes the floor with him. I do. I wouldn't say wipes the floor with him, but what I will say, I think he probably, like Stormy said, he might be getting outboxed, but Tank's got that equaliser, and at some point he will connect. And I just don't think Haney would recover from Tank's equaliser. But that's just my opinion. He could totally get fucking outboxed, pummeled, and all over the sheet. But like Stormy says, it's a fight that we've got to see. We've got to see that. I could never see. Could you see Tank ever moving up to 140? Just say, for instance, if Haney moved up to 140. Me personally, I could never see Tank moving up to 140. Could you?
Well, he's fought at 140.
Has he?
Yeah, versus Barrios.
I thought that was at 130.
That was at 140.
135.
No, that was at 140.
All right, I didn't know that. Well,
I think they have like a regular title on the line or whatever, but
right.
Yeah, it's.
Don't worry about it.
I don't think any of these guys are like Crawford. Like they can get up to 47 and do well. I think Tank might, but he's very undersized. He's very small. He's going to get to a point where you can't be fighting guys. I know he punches hard, but there's going to be a limit.
It's Mickey put. So let me read this comment. Mickey's put, Lomo has slowed down, but he's still got some of the best footwork and ring craft you'll ever see at any age.
I mean,
I agree with that.
I just feel like he's slowed down a lot. If you were to give me like prime Lomachenko, like a Lomachenko that just got into 135, like after he beat Linares, I would have him a big favorite over him.
Yeah. How old is Lomo though now?
34, 35.
34, 35, yeah. Yeah.
He slowed down a ton.
And he's not been in the ring for a while. I know he fought Comey, but there was yeah, but what I'm saying, there was a big gap between the Comey fight and the Teofimo Lopez fight.
Well, he fought the Japanese guy that year, June of 2020.
Yeah, shit, yeah, he did. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Nakatani, yeah.
How bad, yeah. Right, are we all done on that? To move on to the next title, or is there anything else you want to add to it, Stormy? Stormy must have gone to sleep. Mr. Shelton, salute to you, bro. Right, okay.
No, what was the question there, Laws? I'm sorry.
I was just saying, is there anything else you want to talk on? Mr. Shelton, salute to you, bro. Is there anything else you want to talk on about Tank and Devon before we move on to the next subject? Or are you ready to go on to the next subject?
Well, I think that Tyrone made a great comment just a moment ago about Tank being such a small guy. It would be nice to see him move up in the weights, but because of his physical size, his height, it's always going to be a detriment if he tries to go up, because the men are so much bigger in height, bigger in reach, and he's not going to be able to compete at the highest of levels up there with those kind of guys with such disadvantages in the reach and height department. But
yeah,
his power could at least go to 147. And that's the shame. That's the shame about it, because I've looked at how he's hurt people in his fights, just like I've looked at Monster Inoue. And the thing about those guys and the power that they pack, they can go a couple weights up and still hurt men, but the actual size of them is what's going to be their limits. So Tyrone made a great comment there in talking about that, because it's that adage that will come into play. A great big man can beat a great little man. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what Tank, that's why I think that they have him really busting his chops to stay at that 135 and just try to, you know, do and be the best that he can there. Because when if he ages and he has to go up to 140, that's probably going to be his last couple of fights in boxing, because there's just too many bigger men that he's going to have a hard time against.
Yeah. Good point.
Way too big.
Very good point. Right, I'm going to move on to the next subject then. Dog. Salute to you, DOG. Salute to you, robots, Mr. Shell, but lost D every chance I get. I know, I've been watching your videos on them BMX boys. Yeah, funny. Salute to you, dog. I hope you're good, bro. Right. There's a couple of good other ones I want to save, but I just want to talk quickly about this. He's the stinkinator now, this fella. This is dragging dregs from what we call over here dregs. Dregs are like bottom of the barrel. This is embarrassing, this is. Eddie Hearn ought to be ashamed of himself.
I don't even think there's a barrel that can hold that garbage.
Exactly. Fucking ridiculous. I couldn't believe this when I seen this the other day. Del boy. Fucking hell. Oh my lord. How many?
Total carnage.
Listen, Eddie Hearn must be. They keep harassing us, so I'll do that. Yeah. Keep on them, Mr. Shelton. Keep on their necks. Listen, is it me or is Eddie Hearn like really desperate now? If you think about it, where I want to go with this, who are the main players that he's got? He's got Anthony Joshua.
Big Josh.
Yeah, Big Meech, as Porky calls him, because he's obsessed with Meech, isn't he, the gangster? He's got Anthony Joshua and he's got Conor Benn. Who else? I know he's got other fighters, but I'm on about big draw fighters who can draw in a crowd. Who else has he got?
That's it.
And he's delusional as fuck about Chisora, man.
Exactly. He's gonna get this guy killed.
Last fight, you know, remember Eddie was talking about, oh yeah, he's ready for Deontay Wilder and this and that. It's like, man, if you don't go sit down somewhere, you know, Eddie Hearn is, you know, he's a horrible. Listen, we've talked about this man for years. He's not only a horrible man as a person, but he's a horrible fight promoter, a horrible manager of fighters. Look at how he's destroyed guys' careers, man.
Yeah, Kell
Brook, Anthony Joshua.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's just Amir Khan. He's had his hand in everyone's downfall. My man that I like, the little guy who got knocked out. What's his name? Help me out, Laws.
Who did he fight?
He was like a featherweight or something.
Oh, not bloody
Warrington.
Not Warrington. The black guy.
Kid Galahad.
There you go. Galahad.
When he got
he was doing all right, and Hearn set him up. You know, it's like these guys, they have potential, and then they stay involved with him too long, and he just saps the life out of their careers. The only reason that Joshua Buatsi, it hasn't happened to him yet, is because he went on over there and he got, with some Western training with Virgil Hunter. But I'll tell you this, he looked like garbage in his last fight against
yes, he did.
Richards.
Richards, yes, he
I
did.
thought Richards won that fight, man.
Yes.
And I like Joshua Buatsi. I was very high on him. But when I saw that fight against Richards, I was like, oh my goodness, Virgil Hunter got a lot of work to do with this guy.
Yes.
He doesn't even throw left hooks, Laws D. Go back and look at the fight against Richards. He doesn't throw left hooks. And that was the punch that would have caught Richards because he stands straight up.
Yeah.
And he never threw it. He was trying to overload on the right hands. And even when he threw right hands, he didn't follow with the left hook as the third punch in the combination or the finishing punch in the combination. And I was like, oh, he looks so basic, man.
Yeah,
and where is Virgil Hunter's training? It's like, you can't see this. I'm watching it on TV and I can see it. So Hearn has ruined a lot of guys, man, and he's gonna ruin some more.
Yeah, right. Just let me quickly before I go to you, Tyrone. Just let me read this comment. A couple of comments. Everyone, Mickey Dubs put Eddie keeps dragging out Dell because he knows that Dell makes good Saturday nights out, but Dell knows he's about to cash in and tears up. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you. He is a Saturday night fighter, Mick. But the thing is, excuse me, how long can this guy keep getting dragged out before he's dead or he's an absolute? Because he's already talking like a cabbage. He's punch drunk already. The signs are there when you listen to him talk. He got pummeled off Pulev fucking years ago. Pulev is finished. I don't think Pulev is finished, but Pulev isn't. Pulev's finished as in my eyes as ever fighting any of the elite fighters ever again. But Pulev is he's still way above Derek Chisora. So what's Pulev going to do to him again? Do you know what I mean?
He'll probably stop him.
Exactly.
Hey guys, this Liam Davies just beat Mark Leach for that the British super bantamweight title. So he just beat this guy.
Right, I'll watch that. I'll go back. I'm going to go back and watch that stuff. Well, I'll watch the old cards. It'll be on YouTube in a couple of days. Eddie.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt there, Laws. You were saying something about Chisora.
You're all right. Medical talent. Paydays. Facts, dog. Don King went into straight political mode in that Duarte Bryant press conference. Yeah, he did. Yeah, but just getting back to we spoke last year and the year before. I've made endless videos talking about Derek Chisora. Loved him, great fighter. Good, like Mickey said, good Saturday night fighter. He's had his chance. Derek, my if anything happens to Derek Chisora now, I can only say, God forbid, I hope it doesn't. Nothing bad happens to him. But what I am going to say, if anything does happen to him, then you've only got yourself to blame. Now I understand because Mike made a good point. When you've been fighting all your life, it's hard. It's like it's your job, isn't it? It's hard to give up. What do you do next? There's plenty of things that Derek Chisora could do. He'd make a great commentator. Do you know what I mean? An analysis, anything. He could get a job at Sky Sports, DAZN, or BT, no problem. So why put your fucking body and your brain through that much? Why? He's made his money. Derek, what are you going to do if you beat Pulev? Where are you going to go? You're not going to fight any of the elite fighters ever again. Joseph Parker just made you look an absolute fool. Your legs were gone. You got knocked down. You were shot to pieces. Pulev is just going to do the exact same as what Joseph Parker did to you. If not, like Ty said, knock you out and knock you out early. You know it when Dell's career's over, when he goes exactly strictly come down to him. It's an embarrassment, though. Eddie Hearn should be ashamed of himself. I mean, Eddie Hearn, has been a good promoter over here because boxing, it wasn't dead, but Eddie Hearn made some good fights over here. I can't knock him for that, but Eddie Hearn don't care about people. He cares about that. That's all he does. And his dad was exactly the same, Barry. They don't care about the fighters. They care about that. And if you're dragging up an old man, we'll put it this way: the easiest way for me to explain this is if I was a, if I was a promoter and I had someone who I cared for, or I had a fighter who was on my books, and I've seen time and time after again this guy getting beat up, I'd say, listen, mate, you've got to go. I'm sorry, but you've got to go. And it isn't because I want you to go, it's because I'm thinking about your health. You've got a daughter, you've got a wife, you've got family. See you later, mate. I'd have to do that because I wouldn't rest. And it'd be on my conscience for the rest of my life if he got killed in the ring just through greed of making a pound note. That's the only way how I can put it. The Hearns are chartered accountants in boxing. Yes, they are, Volts. Yes, they are. He'll fight Babbage. Yeah, exactly, dog. That's what I mean. They just keep dragging him out till he gets killed or something, or he's an absolute cabbage for the rest of his life, and he can't watch his little daughter grow because he's got kids, hasn't he? And I think one of his daughters is only about 10, 11, something like that. But yeah, I'm going on one there. But yeah, he should be ashamed of himself. Is there anything you want to add to it before I flip the script?
The one thing I'll say too about it is this: it would be different if he has skills, but he doesn't. And Tyrone knows what style I call it. What do I call it?
The
Tyrone?
Mummy.
No. We're talking about Chisora.
The Mummy.
Oh,
shit. Fucking hell, the Mummy.
Rock'em Sock'em.
I'll remind you. I call it the caveman style.
Oh yeah, caveman. Yeah.
Because he just comes out there and just be winging and clubbing and everything, and he'll burn himself out within the first 3 minutes of a fight. Not the first 3 rounds, the first 3 minutes of a fight.
Yeah.
And you got anywhere from 10 to 12 scheduled. That's a whole lot of time to be in there just being beat on and battered. You understand? Because he ain't going to be doing a lot of the beating and battering because he blows himself out.
Yeah.
In 3 minutes. And
totally,
for the type of performances he put on, you can't convince me that he does road work. He does not do road work. I would rue the day if somebody say, "Oh yeah, I saw Chisora, running in the hills or something." No, this guy, no. I know the difference between when a guy does road work and when he doesn't.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Stormy. He's got 3 minutes, like you say. I mean, look, when he fought Joseph Parker, he was burnt out after 2 rounds, completely burnt out. So, and like you say, all he does is load up with the hooks. I mean, it sounds horrible me dogging him like this because I've been a big fan of Derek and I like the man I like him as a character. I love his die-hard attitude. I can't fault Derek, but enough is enough. We've seen you. I don't want to see Derek Chisora get hurt. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't want to see him get hurt because I like the guy. He's entertained us. He's been in some good fights. For a guy who really basically didn't have much skill, he gives some of them good guys a good, like when he first fought Klitschko, he gave Klitschko an hard night. So he's never been the man who was going to win a world title, but just enough is enough. Right, I want to flip the script because I want to talk about. I want to talk about this fight next weekend. Is anyone interested in this because I know one thing. I certainly am, and I don't think that this fight will go the distance. I think someone is definitely getting knocked out. What do you guys think? Are you
I
interested
agree
or
with that.
not?
I agree with that sentiment.
Sorry, Ty, I can't hear
I,
you.
I, 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 well, yeah, I agree with that sentiment, I guess. But I will say this: I've never
Yeah.
seen Joe Smith like in big trouble. I've never seen him like rock badly.
Mm.
I've only ever seen him with a broken jaw twice. But
Do you think he's got the power to stop Bataviev? Because
yeah,
do you think? But I do. That's what I'm trying to say. And do you think
he takes a
Bataviev
better
is
shot
slowing
than
down now?
Serbia. Yeah, I believe that as well. But I said that for the last one. Look at what he did to Brown.
Yeah.
So who
But
knows?
I believe Joe Smith is a totally different character than Marcus Brown.
Oh yeah, Marcus Brown was. I mean, I have
I
the
think
photo. Let me see.
I hope he's off again. I think it's a dangerous fight for both fighters. I think I'd have to
There we
favour
go.
Bataviev, but
I think that it's the type of fight that when you saw for the first time Arturo Gatti and Mickey Ward,
mm,
go in there. Nobody knew that fight was going to be what it ended up being, but they knew it had the potential to be a little bit special because in their own ways, they were kind of like throwback guys, not as good as the most athletic and top tier guys, but always a crowd pleasing style, always a nuts and guts type
yeah,
performing fighter.
nuts and
These two
guts.
men are exactly that too. But there is something about Artur Bitterbeeve, man, that makes him a little bit different. And I think that because he's different in that way, a fighter like Joe Smith is going to be there and bring out the best that can happen in a fight between the two. And I think
Yeah,
that Joe Smith is the kind of guy that would take a pummeling from
Yes,
yeah.
Artur Bitterbeeve. He'll take the pummeling. He's not going to win this fight, I don't think.
What like
But
Volstick did, because I
but
think
but I think that,
Volstick
and
brought out
remember,
the best in him.
Gavosket was a
Yeah,
good fighter.
yeah, he was. Yeah,
And
he was.
this guy, Bitterbeef, gave him a brain bleed, bro.
That's what I'm saying,
It's like,
Stormy. I think he brought out the batter in Batterbeef when he fought Volstick.
yeah.
I thought
And
that Beterbiev would smash Ghostic, but it went. I mean, he ended up winning, but it was much tougher than I thought it would be because I've seen Ghostic get almost knocked out by Carpensy. So
yeah, I just think that Joe Smith, and see, Joe, let me say this about a fighter like Joe Smith. He caught Bernard Hopkins at the end of Bernard Hopkins's time in the sport. I mean, you take 5 years off of the Bernard Hopkins that
Yeah,
he
exactly. Yeah.
faced, and he doesn't beat Bernard Hopkins. But
yeah,
that's not how the law of nature plays out. But when you look at a fighter like Smith, he's he's a good fighter. He's not a great fighter. He's nowhere near being a great fighter. He's a tough fighter. Tough
Mm,
fighters in
very tough
boxing
fighter.
get
Yeah,
hurt. Tough fighters in boxing get hurt. You have to have something to go along with the toughness to balance you out. Joe Smith is all nuts, guts, and glory, but
pretty much.
he's
totally
never
agree with that.
he's
No.
never set the world on fire with his skills. Okay, you need skills against Bitterbeef.
Mm, yeah. I totally agree with that. Well, I think we all do, don't we? What most have said. Smith Jr. isn't going to go easy. He'd rather go out on his shield, and I suspect exactly what will happen. Yeah, I think totally agree. I agree with what Stormy's just said. And I agree with Ty. I think me personally, I think I don't know. It's hard to say
Joe
because when
Smith
he
for
fought,
me. takes a way better shot than Beterbiev.
No, but what I'm saying is like
that's the interesting part. I think Joe Smith will get pummeled and just throw something that might hurt. I think he'll hurt him a couple of times, but
yeah, I do.
Beterbiev has to be the favorite. He has to be the favorite.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I think so. We sort of agree with we agree with what Stormy's saying then, because I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think he'll do exactly what Stormy said. I think he'll bring out the best of Beterbiev. And I was just about to say, is Beterbiev slowing down? But then when you think about it, if you watch the Marcus Brown fight, he didn't look to me like. Well, he did in a way. He did look like he slowed down a bit, but
he looked better than his performances before that.
Yeah, exactly, Ty. I'm gonna favour Beterbiev late stoppage. Like I don't late
and
stoppage.
This the other part about this, Laws, is that you have to look at him and how he lives his life outside the ring.
True.
He doesn't drink.
True.
He doesn't blow up in weight. He doesn't do those things that fighters can do as far as being a detriment to their careers. So as he ages, it's not like he's got these bad, these vices to make, take the edge off. He's a very competitive fighter. He's a very principled man. He's a devout Muslim.
Yeah.
And he believes in what he does. When he trains for a fight, he trains hard and he brings something to the fight, an intensity of bout. Like, look at the fight with Marcus Brown. Now, Brown in that fight came out very confident in everything and throwing punches and this and that. Beterbiev never got dismayed. He never got distracted. He never, and then when the cut happened,
I know.
When the cut happened, it made him have to turn it up a little bit. But what I noticed, and Tyrone and I had talked about this a little bit, Marcus Brown was always the kind of fighter to do dirty stuff, right? He hit you with intentional headbutts and elbows, low blows, all of those things. That's a part of who he is as a professional fighter. Well, when he was doing those things to Beterbiev, it never bothered Beterbiev. He didn't get mad or nothing. He just kept punching, kept fighting. And eventually he broke Brown down mentally.
Yeah, he stayed focused, didn't he?
Yeah, not just physically. The guy was looking over to his corner at Derek James like, hey, man, you got the white towel ready? And James is like, box. It was like,
get up, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, because that's the one bad thing about going to a winning trainer. If you're a fighter that's going to lose, they're not used to losing. So I don't even think Derek James knows what a towel is.
Yeah, true.
So, around round 4. Let's be honest.
And Marcus Brown will agree with you there, Tyrone.
He was looking for Derek James to stop it. Derek James doesn't know what stop is. He doesn't know. All he knows is only the referee can stop the fight.
Yeah.
He's so used to winning.
In his catalog, is he?
He's going to give them the shot or whatever. But like Marcus Brown was looking for a way out after round 4. Let's be honest. That last punch, or in round 9 or whatever it was, that didn't even land. It was all gloves, and he just decided to go down and collapse and make the
puppy eyes, didn't he, Ty?
And look for sympathy and tried to get the ref to stop the count, do whatever he needed to do, to get the fight over with. And he found his way out. He can look over at Derek James all he wants, but that guy is so used to winning, he doesn't know what stopping a fight is. So I don't know. I thought he should have boxed him up more, but Beterbiev just
let me switch program, but still staying on them. Bivol, right?
He's the best fighter at 175.
Right. Well, let me just say this before we go down this road. So I ain't been on live since the fucking Golovkin Murata fight, or Murata, whatever he's called. Right. I watched the Bivol Canelo fight. Superb. I was all out on. I was all hell bent out on Canelo's knocking him out, and then the day of the fight, I watched three of Bivol's fights. Now, I've always said that I'd never thought Bivol was anything special because of my own ignorance of not watching him. I watched a few clips of him and I was never drawn on him. But that day of that fight, excuse me, I watched a couple of his fights in the morning and I made a video saying, I'm not too sure about this. I think Bivol's gonna win this fight. Anyway, cutting that aside, watch Bivol versus Joe Smith Jr. Wasn't too impressed on that fight myself, but if Peterviev wipes out Joe Smith Jr., and then just say if they do fight, who would you pick?
Bivol.
Hmm.
I think he's the best
I
fighter.
think I'd have to go with you there. Only because I just don't know. Can't keep saying Peterviev's age though, because like Stormy says, when he fights great opponents, he brings out the best in him. But Bivol's, he's I don't know, he's a fucking good fighter, isn't he? Who would you say, Stormy? Because we need that. We need that, especially if Peterviev wins, man. And he's captured two of the belts, three of the belts. There's only, can't wait 2 years for Peterviev and Bivol to fight for undisputed. That's got to happen next, whoever wins.
Yeah, I agree. And they'll both be coming off of big wins. So the fight will definitely be a fight to sell,
Yeah.
with Bivol having defeated, the ass of boxing, and with Beterbiev turning back a challenge, a serious challenge in Smith, that would be so great. But I'll tell you this, Bivol may have a chance, and I'll tell you why. The Canelo victory boosts his confidence, boosts his ego, boosts his ability to perform under the big lights in a big fight and stuff like that. So he will carry a little bit more into the fight, having now faced and defeated Canelo. And his style is the type of style that will give Bitter Beef some trouble because he's not going to languish on the inside. He's not going to be there for receipts and stuff. He's going to look at, touch and get out of the way and give movement and stuff like that. So it will be an interesting fight between those two guys.
Yeah. Now, I just want to touch on this because this is very true what Mo's just put. Eddie Hearn did say this after the Boazzi last fight that he will be fighting Bivol either late this year or very early next year. Now, for me, before I even kick off, because this is where I was going with this actually, Mo. I was going to bring this up. For me, Joshua Boazzi better stay the fuck away from Dimitri Bivol because Joshua Boazzi is nowhere near ready for anybody like Bivol, Beterbiev, Joe Smith, none of them world champions. Joshua Boazzi is not ready. I think he gets smashed to pieces off Beterbiev, gets knocked out, possibly gets knocked out off Bivol, if not definitely schooled. And I think he gets knocked out off Joe Smith Jr. For me, no. Like Stormy said, the Richards fight, and I've never been to his fight before that. If he was watching, I can't think who he fought, but he won on a knockout very late on. I'm sure it was round 12 or round 11. But I watched the fight before the Richards fight, and I was thinking, he's always, for me, seems like he's always throwing them overhand rights, and he's got a good jab. The kid's got skills. You can see that the kid's got skills. Me personally, I think he's I don't think a very small, but I think he's a small light heavyweight. I don't think he's a big light heavyweight, but for me, nah. If he fights Bivol, if exactly, dog, exactly. I was just about to say if Eddie Earn chucks him in with, it's just a payday. But why? Joshua Buatsi has only had 16, 17 fights, something like that. Why would you go and fight Dimitri Bivol when there's Callum Johnson? There's other fighters over here. I can't just off the top of my head think of the British light heavyweights, but there's British light heavyweights over here. Anthony Yard. Why is he not fighting them first? Because they're Yard and Callum Johnson have already fought for world titles. They're not world champions, but they fought for them. You've never fought for a world title. You need to fight them domestic guys over here first. I ain't convinced he beats Yard. And to be honest, hand on heart, I think Anthony Yard beats him. I think he knocks him out. But nah, Bivol, no chance. So let me read this and I'll hand it over to you boys. Warren and Tunde gonna get Anthony Yard seriously if he fights Peterviev later. Yeah, but I tell you what, if Anthony Yard was to fight Peterviev or Bivol, I tell you what, I'd give Yard more of a chance than I would Buatsi, and that's my honest opinion. I think Buatsi gets destroyed off any of the top three. Over to you, boys. So I'm rabbiting on.
If Buatsi fights Bivol, he gets tore up. Bivol will light his ass up.
Facts, Stormy.
And I just said that Buatsi had trouble against Craig Richards, and Craig Richards is nowhere near Bivol. We saw Bivol handle Richards, right? We saw that. So it's like this guy he's not a good a technical boxer as Richards, and Bivol handled Richards well. So now you look at it, and Buatsi will be taken to school. Remember how I said his left hand is non-existent, and you need a left hand against a fighter like Buatsi. I mean, against Bivol. So he's going to have trouble.
Yeah. Facts, Stormy. Facts. Stormy,
Hey, Trevor Bryan and Dubois in the ring now.
Oh, okay. Really? Oh, shit.
Oh, damn. Buatsi needs some road work. Stamina is poor. Facts, Canvas. Facts. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to drop off and we come back next week then?
Huh?
It's up to you.
Do you want me to drop off and then come back next week?
No, you don't have to drop off if you don't want. I'm watching this card on BT Sport.
Yeah.
You know, this the main event and everything, but I could still be on here with you guys as I'm watching it.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'll stay on for another 15 then, because I do actually want to watch. It's stay. I was about saying stay. Oh, fuck it. Just fucking stay on for a bit. Yeah, bollocks to it. I wouldn't mind watching the fight myself, but bollocks to it. Yeah, so Canvas put Buatsi needs the road work. Stamina is poor. Yes, I agree. I don't think he needs to fight. He needs to fight Lyndon Arthur or Yard, or he needs to fight Yard or Callum Johnson, because both of them boys are big bangers. He needs to fight them way before he fights Bivol.
You should watch it in the background, Laws.
I have my TV's in the front room, bro. I'm in my bedroom, me.
I don't want you to miss it if you want to watch it. Because they're in the ring right now.
Right. Damn. Okay, right. I'm going to end it then, because I'm going to go and watch this fight. It's damn shame, because I was enjoying this live as well, but I really do I wouldn't mind watch the fight. Surprise Virgil Hunter trains wax. Yeah. Do you mind if I pop off out of here then, boys? So I wouldn't mind watch this fight.
Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna watch it. I'm about to go watch it.
Does anyone know if Matchup won about the post-fight stream? What about post? Yeah, if I watch it and I'm not right, okay. If not, Volts, I'll go live tomorrow then. If not, what time is it now? It's fucking hell, it's 20 to 12. Right, I'm going to dip out of here then, boys. Stormy, an absolute pleasure to you, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And
thank you very much for coming through.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And I'll tell you, I'll be doing a post-fight show after the other cards wrap up this evening. So,
okay,
you know, if you guys are around to tune in to that, if you want to hop on with me or something, just let me know. And
yeah,
you know, but yeah, enjoy the fights, brothers. Great stream, and it's always good to see you on the air, Laws. It's like I'm wondering where you were. I was like, I ain't seen Laws in a minute. Where is he?
Yeah, it's been a minute. It really has been a minute.
This will be a good laugh.
Right.
This fight.
Stormy, I'll catch you later, brother. Peace to everyone in the chat. Tyrone, pleasure. Peace to you, bro.
Yeah. Peace out, bro.
Peace out to everyone in the chat. Sorry about this, but I'm gonna watch the fight. So peace out.